Hello everyone, my name is Denzel Mensah. I'm sorry for those of you who were probably disappointed when he said Denzel and it wasn't Denzel Washington. This is a spoken word that I wrote this week actually on discipleship. I haven't really memorized it, but I hope that you'll be able to pay attention to the words.
Good guy. Good answer.
Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. Then I encourage you to abandon them so they may learn that on their own to feed. Because we have no time to supply them teaching them what they need. Rather, all they have to do after they've been hooked is to be given the good book that takes ages for even you to understand. And now, I somehow expect the newbies to do the same with no helping hand. That is my command. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please, the Great Commission. Okay, I'm tripping. A bit of hyperbole and kind of dramatic, sure. But regardless, I don't think that's anything like how the verse goes. Those who know the verse well can usually tell that when Jesus yelled in Matthew 4:19 to what later became the 12 who committed their lives to spreading the gospel that rescues us from the eternal torture of hell, to whomever's ears in the heart the gospel fell, well, his hope was for us to continue on the legacy. To spread seeds all over the planet, planting churches not only in our cities and towns, but also planting seeds of the good news in the hearts of everyone around. Now that's the problem. I mean, we do this, so high five. Let's all give ourselves a quick pat on the back for how far we've come. But there's still so much to be done. And this is the hard part. Like I said, the good news is planted in the heart of everyone around, but who actually stays to properly cater to it? How many of us not only plant the seed, but water it daily, and make sure that enough of the sun is assisting in the photosynthesis of the plant? I feel like Kevin Durant, we often shoot our shot, and whether we make it or not, we feel we have done our job. We still may also have some fear of what happened to the wife of Lot, because we don't ever look back. We don't. Sure, we may invite them to church and see them come by for a week or two, but after that's through, we let them fall through the cracks of these pews. Allow me to run this back so I can paint a better picture for you, and forgive me in advance because this is going to get a bit wild, but imagine a newborn child being presented to a world where everything is new to him and needing to be learned over time. Things like crime and what he can do, before learning to speak and crawl, to walk, to run. None of these things come without the assistance of another. Usually a mother, or a brother, sister, or father. But the farther this child is from its family, the less of a chance it has to develop properly. This child will eventually die. With each neglect to respect the baby's cry and providing it a family that aids to its hunger and maturity, certainly would not be that dramatic to liken this to a spiritual abortion. This is equivalent to the baby in the manger, but this time the danger is not from Herod being heralded with riveting news of the Messiah, but a newborn Christian soul being told about the gospel and directed to a hospital where many doctors are present, but where no nurses are tending to him. To make this clear, brothers and sisters, I think we lack discipleship here. I fear that we Christians can often do our best to spread the gospel message effectively, planting seeds, but we forget these words Jesus said in the parable of the sower. When we throw our seeds carelessly in all directions, we risk the danger of a majority of the produce dying before it has even begun to take root. Birds snatch it, thorns choke it, rocks dehydrate it, and overall the world provokes it so much so that it doesn't even get the chance to grow. As the church, I encourage us to become good soil for the seeds we plant. We can't expect people to come to know God intimately when we are critically failing on follow-ups. The Great Commission's vision was not just to bring people to church or even to bring them to Christ, but to make disciples, teaching them to obey everything the Lord has commanded. This takes time, patience, attention, intention, understanding, and love. Great leaders don't just grow followers. They grow and develop more great leaders. that prepare those to come to receive the baton and run the marathon with voluminous strength, like the apostles did all the way to their grave, dying in their trying to spread the news that will keep our souls alive even when our bodies have given out. So how do we do this? I say we first start with the target group. We have the mission, but let's focus on what we want to share the gospel, who we want to share the gospel with. And from there, those who are no longer ensnared in the hold of the enemy but have had time to break free and been given room to run, let's be like Harriet Tubman to them, being an underground railroad guide to the Lord who is our strong tower, and providing them consistent cultivation of Christian grooming around the hour, his power being demonstrated often. Pass down formulas on how to properly study the Bible, to pray, and to demonstrate Christ to others who may witness them. Please, I beg of us all, this is a person's soul. Let's look at this at least as common courtesy, because although we may think it's energy and we don't have the time, remember, this is eternity. Let's make the time. Shalom.